So this mindfulness exercise is called 5 breaths. And for this one, you hold up your hand and you trace your fingers, breathing in when you go up and breathing out when you go down. So you breathe in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And so when you're leading this exercise, you definitely want to really show that you're breathing in and take extra deep breaths, probably bigger than you would otherwise. And that just really exemplifies it for the kids, what they're supposed to be doing. I really like this exercise because it combines breathing and something the kids can actively be doing with their hands, which really helps them focus. So this is a great exercise for starting the class or transitioning between activities.
Hey guys, I'm at my friend's garden and I'm gonna show you an activity that I do with my students that is called garden yoga. I do it at the beginning of every lesson and it's an excellent way of getting students into the zone for a FoodCorps lesson. Let's check it out. So I start by asking the students what are the things that a plant need to grow big and strong. And I just choose one kid at random with their hand up to see what they say. The first thing that plants need to grow big and strong is water. So for water, let me step back. You put one hand on one hip, you stretch the other hand, and you water to one side, and you water to the other. You water to one side, and you water to the other. Then, what is the second thing that plants need to grow big and strong? And that's dirt. Dirt is my favorite one. Kids really enjoy this one. So for dirt, I go down to the ground like a seed. And then, like a little plant, I grow a little bit. And a little bit more. And I just hold it here for a little bit, like you're sitting down. This yoga pose is called Utkatasana. You just hold it here. Don't forget to breathe. And then you grow a little bit more, and a little bit more, and give me one leaf, and another leaf, and grow tall. That's dirt. Then I ask my students again, what is the third thing that plants need to grow big and strong? And that's sunshine. So I ask the students to put their hands on their head, give me a sunshine smile. It's really cute to see all the kids smiling, and then breathe in. Hold it and out. Breathe in and out. In and out. The fourth thing that plants need to grow big and strong is space. So I always ask my students to grow as far as they can. Stretch. Of course, never forgetting to breathe. Stretch to the front. Stretch up. Very good. And the last thing, what is the fifth thing that plants need to grow big and strong? Yes, the correct answer is air. So for this, I ask my students to close their eyes and just listen to all the sounds that surround them. Maybe listen to the wind, to the machines in the distance, to the birds. It's a good way of having the students being mindful with all the sounds that surround them and being aware of them.
Another mindfulness tip is using something like a talking rock. And so for this you can use any object that you have. So rocks are easy to find, but if you have a stuffed animal, something like that, a stick, I know some classes use like a talking stick. This is the same thing. So whoever has this special magical talking object is the the only person who's allowed to talk. And so this is great for when you're going around in a circle and everybody's sharing. Only the person with the object is allowed to share at that time. And everybody else like knows the rules, like, oh, they have the special talking rock, like, I'll wait until I get it. And this just helps like reinforce the idea that like when other people are sharing, like we need to be quiet, so everybody can get their turn. And having an object helps with that because it's a visual reminder as well.
Here's an example of the Chime Time activity. So this is done at the beginning of the lesson. Usually what I will do is I will be the one to ring the chime first. So this is the point where I tell everyone to find and kind of get themselves into a comfortable position. They'll sit up straight in their chairs, have their feet flat on the floor, just relax their hands in their lap. And then usually what I'll do is I'll tell them if they feel comfortable, they can close their eyes, or if they don't want to close their eyes, they can just look down at their lap. Before I ring the chime, after everyone gets in their comfortable positions, I'll remind them that we don't want any talking. We need to stay perfectly quiet because the goal is to see how long you can hear the chime. So after it's rung, you're waiting and waiting and waiting and focusing on that sound. And then when you can no longer hear it, all you do is just silently raise your hand. So this mindfulness activity gets students to focus just on the one noise coming from the chime, the ringing of the chime. And usually what I'll do after I ring the first one, I'll pick a student who was really engaged, really involved, and you can tell kind of trying their hardest to focus on that sound. So usually we'll do about 3 chime rings total, and it's a good way to kind of get students involved in the activity and then kind of share that responsibility, which is great for students. So just as an example, here's going to be the ringing from this chime, but if you don't have an actual chime, then you can always use, there are apps on your phone where you can get the chime kind of ringing sounds, or there are even bowls you can get that you can ring. The sound from this probably won't carry out as long on the phone, but I'll just give you a quick little ring for reference. And that right there is an example of chime time.